Auntie in the
Yeah.
house. What's up, Auntie? Hey, happy.
Hey, my queen of happiness. And hello to all the listeners out there. Today is November 14th. It is now Thursday. And welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, Thursday's edition.
Hi, listeners.
Yes, we're going to get started in just a few seconds. So I'm happy you are. I don't think you were listening to the show yesterday. So we kind of decided as a group to collectively, like, kind of downplay or not talk about Sherry as much moving forward. So, like, if I do see, because I'm gonna still watch personally, of course, but if I do see, like, anything. Oh, that's right, you did listen on the plane. Yes, I forgot. But, yeah, but if we see something that's interesting on the Sherry Show, then I'll definitely talk about it. Like, one thing I did see earlier, yes, thank you. Yes, change the graphic, honey. Yes, but let me, save this picture to my computer really quick so I can upload it. But, on today's show, she actually had Taraji P. Henson as a guest, and if y'all know anything about me, that lady is one of my favorite actresses, honey. Taraji puts in the work. That's an actress with range to me. But, what I found interesting, because 'cause y'all remember how we talked yesterday about the outfit that Sherry had on and how she loves to put on those gold shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like Taraji done been in Sherry's closet, because not only did she have on a suit similar to what Sherry had on yesterday, she also had on them gold shoes,
Not
and I was
gold
like,
shoes.
"Mm, it won't." I'm like, "Who styled her?" Especially with that, she got that new hip, that really nice haircut. So you would think, like, the fashions would match, and it just didn't. You got
Well,
to see in a
everybody has an
moment.
off day, so we'll give her a little grace
I guess.
because she usually looks very nice.
She does. But let me see, I have the picture there, and I'm gonna share it.
Can I just say it's a lovely day finally? A nice fall day here. It's sunny. The temps in the 70s. A breeze is blowing. No
Nice.
AC. Yes, it's beautiful. So I'm going to. Today is clean out the garage day. So yeah, workout might be delayed until tomorrow.
Well, baby, just let me know.
And
Oh, I
we'll
think you
do.
did just let me know.
Yeah, we'll do an hour tomorrow because it's gonna take me a minute to tackle this garage. But while I'm in the mood, I got to jump on it.
I know that's right. And shout out to Houston. I actually have a story about Houston with Houston rap later on in the show.
Oh, okay. Oh, she even has
So
on the same color that Sherry had on. My goodness.
exactly.
And gold shoes, girl. Mm-mm.
So Taraj, stay out of Sherry closet. That closet is not for you, girl.
No, no, that's just not it.
And I did still put the link to sherryshowtv.com in slide number 2. So y'all can still go and try to register for the real good time giveaway. And today's word of the day is winner. Let me put
Okay.
that in the chat. Like winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah,
Winner.
we can still do that part, of course.
Yes. Because I would love anybody from this group. Well, I would really love it if it was me, but I would still be happy for anybody else in the group.
Yeah, that will win. Yeah.
hmm
And if four people are going, it'd be me, Auntie, and you, whoever won, and someone else of your choice.
And happy, we taking happy to Jamaica with us.
Oh, well, then that's four. Okay, then.
Ow. So what else we have here? So I guess we can go ahead and get started with the tea, honey.
Well, it's tea time.
Yes. So, like, of course, I always like to start with anything Diddy related to see if there's been. So there haven't been any updates about him, but I have a story that's a Diddy adjacent story. And Diddy's son Justin, he felt the way about Meek Mill shading his father. So I don't know if y'all seen that there was it was a blogger that walked up to Meek Mill like in the middle of him like doing his errands or whatever. And he asked him, so pretty much Meek Mill was just saying, no Diddy, I'm a real nigga, this and that. So academics posted that, and then Justin Combs responded to it by simply putting SMH. So he put shake my head.
Yeah, that's he need to be quiet.
He kind of does. But so this article is I just shared a article from musictimes.com, and it says the Diddy and Meek rumor started when a lawsuit by music producer Rodney Jones against Diddy claimed that Diddy had a sexual relationship with a quote Philadelphia rapper who's previously been in a relationship with Nicki Minaj. Now that was just kind of like the nail on the head right there, because Nicki Minaj didn't really date any Philly dudes other than Meek Mill, and dated him for 2 years famously back from 2015 to 2017. And during their time together, they actually made some dare I say, some good music. I think it was a couple of songs I heard about. Them. I'm like, oh, this is cute. It's cute.
Hmm.
But because of these rumors, that Meek is denying anything about. He was like, I am not that. I will never be that. He initially offered to pay somebody $100,000 to see if they can find any information involving him and Diddy being in any kind of sexual or having any kind of sexual relationship. Then, as rumors continue to go on, he then upped that 100,000 to 1 million. He said he would pay $1 million to somebody who could find evidence that him and Diddy ever had sex.
Well, yeah, because we all know the little snippet we kept seeing on the timeline was not them, even though people kept
Hmm.
saying that. I mean, they showed the little movie it was from, so I think that was,
Hmm.
I don't know why that
Yeah.
rumor refused to die.
Yeah. So that's that on that. That's the only pretty much the only Diddy or Diddy adjacent update that I have for today. As no other new other than what we reported yesterday. So our next story, baby, let me tell you one thing about when straight men throw shade, like it gets lethal. Cause, 'cause they don't really know how to properly do it. So when they do it, it can kind of well. But I'm gonna tell you one thing about Pharrell Williams, my birthday twin, baby. He threw some shade and threw it at Drake, honey. And
Oh,
let me just get this. Yes, honey. And I have a billboard now. To normal people, like to anybody who's not in the gay community or trans community, they probably would just kind of overlook this as him just like taking the high road or whatever. But no, babe, as a shady bitch, I know a shady comment when I see it. And honey,
yeah, Pharrell is usually pretty low key. So what did he say, honey? What did he say?
so what he said was so how this started. So Drake actually dissed Kendrick Lamar. Not excuse. Well, of course we know he dissed Kendrick Lamar, but he also dissed Pharrell in a couple of his songs.
Oh,
And then in addition to that, he actually bought some old jewelry that Pharrell made famous. And y'all will see it in this link that I posted from Billboard. So and let me just start off by saying, let me get this Billboard trying to get me to sign up for their newsletter. I'm not signing up for your newsletter.
now this is some of the jewelry that Pharrell was auctioning off um,
Yep.
a few months ago. Okay.
Yes, indeed. And it's the is a $2 million NERD necklace that Drake actually had in the Jumbotron shit popping visual.
Hmm.
So Drake, shit, not Drake, but Pharrell was in a meeting with GQ, and he was he was named its designer of the year of this year, and it said he was pretty much interviewing, and they was asking him, did he feel a way about Drake, mentioning him in his music and him wearing his jewelry. Pharrell goes on to say, no, because I don't, he said, because I think beyond all of the ongoings, the heart of it all, he's a fan of music. He's a fan of history of what it is. And I happen to be a part of that. And those artifacts are a part of it. You caught that shade, right, Chief?
Yes. Oh my goodness.
And it said Pharrell was tight-lipped when questioned about the Drake disses and how it struck him. And Pharrell pretty much said, it didn't. No.
Yeah, like
He was like, I guess something. And he was like, on a broader scale, Pharrell explained how letting go all of the jewelry in the auction was his way of disconnecting from the value of the items. He
hmm
says, I guess some things are not for me to understand. When you let things go, a huge part of it's actually letting it go. Not just the physical item, but letting your connection to what it is or what it's supposed to mean or the memory.
right.
He said he continued, you're literally letting them go. That was the purpose. It's like when people sell something and they go, I just want to make sure you take care of it because it's my baby. And I'm like, no, no, no. This is not my baby. That's why I'm letting it go.
I get it. I recently let go of a few things I've been having a while, but they sit in the drawer. I mean, they're making the drawer look good,
Hmm.
but they're not doing anything for me. So I'm like, well, why not?
Yep, I get it. I'm with that as well. Especially like letting go of sometimes you got to. You really do.
You really do, and
Clutters the mind and the heart.
I don't feel bad about it. You know,
But
it's
that's
stuff.
just like because of like shows like Real Housewives of Atlanta and stuff like the definition or the meaning of shade is kind of like changed for what it originally means, but like for real just kind of reminded us what it really is. Just like
hmm
Dorian Corey said, like, I don't have to tell you you're ugly because you know you're
Right?
ugly. And that's shade. So,
Yeah, it was a nice bit of shade
so pretty much for real said, I don't have to tell you you're a fan. And I don't have to tell you my status in this game because you know it.
already. I
And
was
that's shade.
I was around long before you became a thing.
Hello.
Welcome, Quinn. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, Quinn. Hey, Chris.
All right, Shady Pharrell.
I live. Now, how about Nick Cannon as? Now, a year ago, he actually tweeted that he was a narcissist, but a lot of people just kind of just took that as him just saying that. But no, baby, he's actually a diagnosed narcissist.
Oh,
Yes, and I'm about to share this article from yourtango.com. Now, I've actually never heard of this website, but one of the writers wrote a story about him. And it said, you see the headline, it says Nick Cannon, dad to 12 kids with six different women, was diagnosed as a narcissist, but claims it's giving him no problem.
hmm.
So Nick was on a podcast called Council Culture, and he sat down with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and it said he unpacked some things that he started to learn about himself. Nick Cannon admitted to being diagnosed as a narcissist, but claims it's giving him no problem. And it says during the conversation, the drumline actor admitted that he's been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD. He claimed that hasn't ever given him a problem. Excuse me. He claimed that he hasn't ever had a problem with the disorder in terms of it interfering with his personal life or changing aspects of his personality. So he said, what he goes on to say, it is a spectrum. And I think it starts off with like confidence, overconfident, arrogance, but then that's when you step into the space of narcissism, Cannon explained. In that there are markers that when someone has extreme narcissistic behavior disorder, it has things like lack of empathy and rage. And Nick claimed that, he doesn't identify with that part of narcissism.
Right.
But this article that I posted goes on to say that there was actually a study at what did it say, the University of Ohio, that pretty much confirmed what oh, excuse me, Ohio State University. That's where, and they did an experiment, a series of 11 experiments involving more than 2,200 people of all ages, and they found that they could reliably identify narcissistic people by asking them this exact question: to what extent do you agree with this statement? I am a narcissist. And most people who are willing to admit that they are more narcissistic than others probably actually are more narcissistic. Brad Bushman, co-author of that study, said.
because they're proud of
So,
it. They're not
yep,
ashamed of
they're proud. They are proud. They don't see it as a negative behavior.
it. Mm-mm.
So I just thought that was kind of interesting, honey, and that kind of explains why he got all them kids. Like I've been on people like it was something weird about it, and it just looked like it's giving like control.
You're right, right. The owner of this site is, well, not this site, but that site is one too.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, I believe it.
I was about to say something inappropriate about him and Mariah's sex life, but I'm just like, I'm gonna keep that to myself. But you know where I was getting at. Now I
Yeah.
actually have some Bravo stories for those who like to watch Bravo shows. The first one I'm sharing an article from realityt.com. Now it doesn't look like it's gonna have a preview, but y'all can still click the link. And this one explains how Jax Taylor is he's allegedly having a rough time after his ex-wife Brittany Cartwright comments about him. So if y'all remember at the well, first of all, do are y'all familiar? Give me like a thumbs up or anything. Are y'all familiar with who Jax Taylor is?
No.
Okay, so he's actually a villainous person on this show, The Valley, that came on the Bravo.
Oh.
He also I knew Happy would know who he is. He he also was just in the first season of House of Villains. Oh, Happy said here's an improved link. Let me see if I can do it this way. I delete the last one and upload this one. Oh yes, thank you, Happy. So, and in this link, you see that where it says Brittany Clark. So anyway, Jax Taylor, he was I was saying that he was just on the first season of House of Villains, and he actually kind of made a name for himself on that show. Oop, and Happy said, talk about another narcissist. But yeah, he actually admitted himself into rehab at the end, like shortly after his birthday back in July. It was at the end of July. He admitted himself into rehab. I forgot what for. I don't know if it was alcoholism or drug usage. It was one of those things. I apologize for not knowing narcissism. Okay, and sex addiction. Okay, thank you, Happy.
I was gonna say it could have been sex edition.
Yes, honey. And Brittany, she not buying any of it. And it says this article for those who missed it, Brittany recently claimed that Jack's stay in rehab did not help him improve in the slightest. He
Oh my
allegedly
God.
he allegedly still rage texts her and cussed her out. And she explained, I don't feel like he's changed at all in those 30 days. She added, like, if you're in therapy 7 hours a day and you're still finding time to call me names and cuss me out, then you're obviously not going to change. And Brittany wasn't the first to suggest that rehab wasn't helpful for Jax, but Jax must have taken it hard because he was posting like some vague posts on his social media. Like when he said he posted him with a gym selfie when you're having a rough time, the gym never lets you down, even late at night, and he looking all sad in the mirror.
Oh.
But honey, it says, and this article goes on to say that this was the one that made me gag. It said because they actually share a son. Him and Brittany and Jack share a son named Cruz. And it says Brittany remarks about Jack saying rehab wasn't her only cut in comments. She also spoke on the relief from divorce filing, and now and how she caught Jack's with women in the house before. I don't know if he had anyone around Cruz, Brittany said, but he definitely had people at my house because I caught him both times. I caught him twice.
Yeah, that's the ultimate disrespect. Doing it in
Hmm.
your home. That's crazy.
And Happy made a comment. She said, married couples should stay away from reality TV. Big example, sister wives. Yes, girl, they should, but I'm glad that they don't because it produces what? Mess.
Drama, messy,
And we love what? Mess.
mess. We.
Yes. Everybody love mess just as much as I do. They just don't want to admit
Uh-huh.
it. Well, that was our first Bravo story. And our next Bravo story, it comes from the same website, Happy. So do you think I should just like because I saw how you kind of replaced the dashes with dots and see if that would because I remember you mentioned why they do this before.
Oh, that yeah. .com instead of .realitytv.com.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, now this story was messy right here. She said remove the thing in the beginning. Okay, let me see.
Yeah, because there is no dash com that I know of for sure.
Mm-mm. Let me see. Okay, okay, Happy. I just learned something new. Ow. Okay, yes. Thank you, Happy. She said she have to jump into 8 in the meeting soon. So let me go ahead and get through this story quickly then. So, baby, this was messy. And y'all see another link I just shared from realityt.com.
Mm-hmm.
How it reports that Teddy Mellencamp from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills allegedly had an affair with her married horse trainer before divorce filing.
And
So
she was married too, right?
she was, yep. And when his name was Ed when she filed a divorce from Edwin. And they said people were saying this article says that fans were floored. I pretty much didn't know because I watch only bits and pieces of Beverly Hills of Housewives. I don't watch them like regularly like most people do. But a lot of people, I do remember seeing tweets about people being shocked about Teddy and Edwin getting a divorce, or Teddy filing for divorce from Edwin. And it says soon more information trickled out about their 13-year marriage being far from blissful. And it says, who did she allegedly have an affair with? An insider reportedly told the Daily Mail that Teddy has been having an affair with Simon Schroeder, her married horse trainer. Simon was working with, let's see, Totally, aka Toad, that was Teddy's horse. Allegedly, the couple was in Florida at the time that Simon's wife, Carly, was delivering their second child. Carly thought so. Carly, that's Carly is Simon's husband. If y'all following, and excuse me, Carly, excuse me, I'm all tongue twisted. Carly is Simon's wife, and it says Carly thought it was suspicious that her husband was in Florida when she was giving birth. When Simon returned, Carly found text messages on Simon's phone that exposed the affair.
Mm.
Sh- She confronted Simon and Teddy about it, and they confessed. But Teddy promised that it would not happen again. However, it did happen again. Carly didn't tell Edwin when she found out. Oh, because she was gonna initially tell Edwin, but they convinced her not to do it because it wasn't gonna happen again. Carly didn't tell Edwin when she found out. She was willing to give Simon another chance and stay with him, the source said. But last month, Carly found proof that the affair was ongoing and it had become emotional. And add to that years of reported marital trouble between Teddy and Edwin. It says this was supposedly not Simon's first foray into cheating. Simon had a history of cheating, and Carla was tired of being connected to him. Edwin only learned of the affair late last month when Carly told him, the insider stated. So once Teddy realized that Edwin knew, she beat him to the paperwork punch. That's what got me, honey.
Child. How you having a baby for somebody that has a history of cheating and doing all of this, and you're getting pregnant?
It wasn't even there for your second baby's birth. He over there with Teddy fucking.
Mm, mm.
Messy. That's why I said I didn't even know who like all because I definitely don't know who Simon is. But I was like, you ain't got to know who these people is to listen to this messy story, honey, because it was messy.
Yeah, that's real messy. And to want a man that would do that to his wife is like, how desperate are you, girl?
Hmm.
I, I couldn't even have feelings for someone like that that would treat his wife that way.
So, Happy put some tea in the chat. So Edwin first accused Teddy of having an affair with Kyle Richards. Turns out it's her. Yes, horse trainer. See what my
Mm,
brain needs to be clean with this. Yeah.
mm,
And Sandra looking out. Shout out to Sandra. I know that's right. I love it. Well, y'all, this next story, honey, it was a mess. Not as messy as the last one, but this is a mess. So Sydney Sweeney, she believed that women empowerment or women's empowerment in Hollywood is bullshit. And you see, I just posted an article from BBC News that says Sydney Sweeney, and with quotes, women empowering other women in Hollywood is fake. She says this because now I'm particularly like not that much of a fan, and yes, it has to do with her family's political position. There was I don't know if y'all know, but it was a photo she posted when she was at a family cookout, and family in the background had on "Make America Great Again" hats and stuff. It was just so tacky. But I really did. She played in Euphoria. I watched it. Who was she? Cassie in Euphoria, and she got on my nerves even on the damn show. So now to know that she's an equally annoying in real life is kind of refreshing to me. I feel a little vindicated.
mm. I don't even know who she is. Why did she say it's fake?
So there was an incident that she had with a producer. Let me see this lady here, and it says in the article. So this was in April. So Carol Baum, she said she produced films including Dead Ringers and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She spoke about Sweeney after a film screening. And according to Variety, Carol Baum has said, "There's an actress who everybody loves now, Sydney Sweeney. I don't get Sydney Sweeney. I'm watching on the plane Sydney Sweeney's movie in the movie that she did, But You, with Glenn Powell. And she said, I'm watching the movie because I wanted to watch it. I wanted to know who she is and why everybody's talking about her. I watched this unwatchable movie. Sorry to people who love this romantic comedy where they hate each other." But says Baum, who also teaches at the University of Southern California, added, "I said to my class, explain this girl to me. She's not pretty. She can't act. Why is she so hot?" Nobody had an answer. So that producer was basically talking shit about her. And Sydney had an interview with Vanity Fair, and she said this entire industry, all people say is women empowering other women. None of it is happening. All of it is fake and a front. And she said a front for all other stuff that they say behind everyone's back.
But is it tearing other women down if it's true?
Oof.
I'm just asking.
So yeah, and they asked Cindy about that. They said asked about the incident for the latest issue of Vanity Fair. Sweeney said it's very disheartening to see women tear other women down, especially when women who are successful in other avenues of their industry see younger talent working really hard, hoping to achieve whatever dreams that they may have, and then trying to bash and discredit any work that they've done. But
Mm,
that goes back to Chill's question: is it
if it's true,
bashing if it's true?
I'm like, mm,
Well. I'm not a woman, so this doesn't apply to me. I don't like you, girl. So, and I have my reasons. But as far as her being a bad actress, like I'm not gonna say she's great, like she's not Meryl Streep, but I've seen worse
Hmm.
than her. So she doesn't she's not terrible, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Is this the woman they always talking about her tits?
I don't think so.
Or is this somebody else? Okay.
I don't
Okay.
know if you remember seeing a clip because I know you don't watch Euphoria,
I
but
don't.
I don't know if you remember seeing a clip that was shared a lot where they had her, she dressed up and they was asking her like what she looked, they was telling her she looked like she was about to do Oklahoma. And she was like, "Is that a good thing or a bad thing?" And the girl was like, "Bitch, you better be joking."
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, that's Sydney Sweeney. so,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, Sydney.
so this next story, now I don't know if y'all may have seen this because I believe this happened yesterday. Yesterday, The View did a taping, and it was they pretty much celebrated Whoopi Goldberg for her birthday. Whoopi Goldberg turned 69. Shout out to Whoopi. And I don't know if y'all seen the clip that's been circulating around Twitter since yesterday, but Whoopi, she ordered some desserts called Charlotte Russe.
Hmm.
Are y'all familiar with the Charlotte Russe
No,
desserts?
I saw the tweet about it though. What it
Yep.
looked.
And I didn't this whole time I thought Charlotte Russe was like a store that sold like trendy outfits for girls, but I guess it's a whole dessert. And
Hmm.
it says it has like a whipped topping or whatever. But Whoopi said that those were her mom's favorite desserts, so she wanted to get those to honor her mom for her birthday. And she tried to go to a bake. Now she didn't say this bakery by name, but she called the bakery out because she tried to order them initially, and they turned her down. So Whoopi kind of assumed that they didn't do that because of her political affiliation. Keep in mind, she said nobody's name. She didn't even say the bakery name, and they even ended up going back under somebody else. They sent another girl to get the cupcakes or the
Hmm.
Charlotte Russe desserts or whatever. So the baker they actually spoke out,
Okay.
and I am going to share this link. So y'all see, I just shared a link from the Mirror where it says New York baker responds to Whoopi Goldberg's claim that they refused her service.
Hmm.
So it says Holterman's Bakery, located in Staten Island, is setting the record straight about Whoopi Goldberg's on air speculation that they refused to provide sweets for the 69th birthday episode because of her political values. Let's see. Oh, these ads just popping up. Move, ho. Good Lord. It was like all these ads were just slapping me in the face, honey. Good Lord. What y'all doing at the mirror? And it says during yesterday's, yep, so it was yesterday because I was watching a little bit of it. I didn't watch the whole thing. But during Wednesday's episode, Whoopi chowed down on some regular Charlotte Russe desserts at the table. She avoided outing the bakery that made the sweet since she speculated that they denied her service because of her controversial Jill Holterman confirmed with Entertainment Weekly that the EGOT title holder did request the desserts a couple of weeks ago, but denied Whipley's implication that they didn't serve her because of her politics. So she
So
said
why didn't they serve
they
her?
asked us. They said they'd asked us. So basically, they were saying that they were having trouble with their boilers. Is that's what Jill claims. She explained that Whoopi initially had asked for the treats for a November 6th appearance on a talk show and for an episode of The View that aired November 13th. Jill said no to both because she didn't want to make a commitment that she can't carry through because of the uncertainty of her baking equipment.
Uh-huh. But then they sent someone else
Uh,
there.
and it says, uh huh. And it says, and it goes on to say, Jill informed the publication that an unidentified woman had come to pick up about 50 Charlotte Russe desserts from the bakery about 7:30 a.m. Wednesday yesterday morning. Though she was able to prepare that many, she didn't want to agree to do so ahead of time because of issues she was having with the broiler.
Oh.
The bakery owner admitted that she was unaware of the political affiliation of the woman who picked up the desserts yesterday concerning the view or otherwise. Jill revealed that the building she works in was almost 200 years old and so many equipment issues sometimes prevented orders from being filled, such as Whoopies. I said to Whoopi, I can't do it right now, Jill confessed. We have so many things going on with my broiler because this building is from 1930. So when she called me, I had no idea if we could bake everything. Jill insisted it
Mm.
was not because of her political affiliations, but she did turn down Whoopi.
Okay.
So with that, I want to do a poll. Just a quick poll among the group. And I want to know, do y'all believe
Okay.
this baker? Yes or no?
Mm, um, to answer that poll, I think I need to know when did the person go in and make the same request? Was it the same day? Was it later?
It was the same day. So they
Oh,
they were able to
I
pick.
don't see the
Yep.
poll.
Oh yeah. Let me get. I think I have to refresh. Give me one.
Hello and welcome
hey,
back.
hey, Quinn. So the staffer went in the same day and they agreed. Okay. Hmm. So then my answer is hell no.
So yeah, and I also selected no as well. And my reasons for doing so is, and I think I remember telling y'all one day in a show how Staten Island is known for being
Yeah.
like Trump land
Mm-hmm.
in New York. That's one thing for sure about them Staten Island voters. They tend to vote for Trump well, vote Republican more often than not, but definitely heavy Trump supporters. Where everybody else in the city, like Manhattan or the five boroughs, no, they don't play that. But Long Island and Staten Island, yeah, they.
Trump. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
So
my biggest thing is about that story of why I really don't believe that BS is um I didn't hear how long they had been around or whatever, but even still, right? Like you may be a boutique place or whatever, but this is like a celebrity. Mind you, she's not mainstream for a lot of people, but she's big enough that she's notable, right? And so even if you couldn't do it right then, right? To make a public apology or to, whatever private apology and say, hey, I'm not able to do this at this time because blah 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 blah, but I would love your business. And could you get, like, if you're willing to let me, make it up to you, et cetera, et cetera. Nah, I just told her I couldn't do it. Like, she's just some regular Joe Schmo, which, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I don't. So make it make sense. If you really couldn't do it, and it's based off of you couldn't do it because you didn't want her business, then come all the way out and say it. Don't try to sugarcoat that shit and be like, well, nah, I couldn't do it because knowing full well it was a whole different reason. Like, that's one thing I can say about people who are staunchly one side or the other. I respect those people more than I respect the people who toe line, because
yeah.
don't sit here and half play in my fucking face, because now I'm gonna have to cuss you out.
But
It's a
here's the
fucking
thing,
problem.
though, Quinn. She didn't even say what bakery it was. This woman outed her own self. So
Hmm.
that's what
And
makes me
again,
also
dummy,
think it's bullshit.
dummy.
We
Oh well, I
didn't,
didn't
right? We didn't
know.
even know who it was until she did that.
She trying to clout chase. Please be
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
fucking for real.
Yeah,
And
those.
and see, and here's also too a thing again, underestimating Whippy's pull, right? Because now you don't outed yourself and you think your tribe of people are going to come support you more than other people who support Whoopi or whoever who don't like that you did something nasty like that is going to be trying to fucking boycott and bad review your shit. Okay, girl.
Well, she's in
I
Trump
don't see
country.
I don't see
I'm
worse
not.
happen.
I'm not worried about her. She's in Trump country. She'll get her business. But if she had kept her mouth shut, we wouldn't even know who the hell she was. So
Hmm.
it was no reason for her to come out. And then a person came on the same day and she agreed to bake them. It just all sounds real suspect to me. What's
Real
up, Marcia?
fishy.
So, yeah, I don't believe it.
I agree. And it's just like you're a bakery who can't bake. It just don't that's like going to a bookstore that don't have books. Like the whole thing was just off to me. But I'm glad to see that we all agree that and we don't believe this baker. So
No, no, that in
Also,
two weeks she wouldn't have her equipment fixed. She's not gonna stay out of business that long. Apparently, there's
exact.
an ongoing problem with her equipment. No, I don't buy it. Go ahead, Quinn.
I was gonna say, and also too, again, agreeing with what you were saying, right? One, she probably really couldn't, as a baker, you probably really can't afford to be closed for 2 weeks. But if you're as popular, or if your stuff is as popular as it is, being a skilled and professional baker, knowing that you are having issues, you would definitely already been trying to fucking what's it call it sublet somewhere else, use somebody else's equipment to make sure that you're meeting the orders that one that you probably already had in in the line or in the queue, and to make sure that your business doesn't stop. You should have had a contingency plan knowing that you already had this issue happening. So that also doesn't make sense from a business aspect. Like, baby,
No, you're
let's
right.
be fucking for real. I was born on a Tuesday, but one last Tuesday.
And it's for Whoopi, baby. I'd have hired another bakery and look, I need to make these. My cupcakes gonna be on the View. What the hell? I'd have made it
that
happen.
part. Hmm.
It just reeks of bullshit. But anyway, next story.
Next story. This is actually, I guess, a feel good story, depending on who you are and how you look at it. So now, do y'all remember that back in August, Nelly, just shortly after the baby was born, was arrested after
Yeah.
he was at a casino,
Mm-hmm.
and then they said also he had 4 exit pills on him. So I just actually shared a article from NBC News, and Nelly will not be charged after that August casino arrest.
I mean, 4 pills. It's not like he was dealing them. 4 pills, probably
Hmm.
personal use. And what was the charge? I mean,
Well, Nelly's lawyer, Scott Rosenblum, he said that Nelly was pretty much targeted by an overzealous out of line officer who
mm-hmm.
checked for warrants after Nelly won money at the casino.
Mm.
So pretty much it says the charge was, let's see. We oh god. Nell's real name, whose real name is Cornell Haynes, was arrested August 7th for an outstanding warrant for no proof of insurance, and state police alleged that he had 4 ecstasy pills, according to the police report.
Wow.
But the prosecutor, they actually came out to say that, and they said this Tuesday actually, we don't believe the facts in this case warrant the issuing of charges.
No,
So
they
Nelly
don't.
can be at home and help to raise that newborn of his.
Mm. Well, good for him.
Right. That's why I was like, depending on who you are, this might be good news. It's definitely good news for Ashanti.
Well, yeah. I mean that. I mean, even if you don't like him, those were kind of exaggerated. If that's all they arrested him for, bringing
Yep.
charges because of that, that I agree. It's not worth it.
Next year, remember earlier where I teased that we were gonna do a Houston story.
Yes.
So a famous song by a Houston rapper, Mike Jones, Still Tipping that we actually have listened to in our workouts.
Yes, my jam.
So that song actually turns 20 this year, and they're celebrating it. And this publication here, oh, it looks like they don't have a preview, but you can still go to the site.
Uh-huh.
It looks like so. This is a Houston-based website called I think it's pronounced Chrome.
Well, it's Chronicle, short for Chronicle.
Ah, okay. Thank
Uh-huh.
you. I somehow I knew you would know this. So Cron, short for Chronicle,
Mm-hmm.
but Houston rapper Mike Jones reflects on 20 years of still tipping.
They play it every
So
day.
what I didn't know is that originally Chameleonaire, a fellow Houston rapper, Chameleonaire, he was on it. He was
They
on
play
All
that.
Wall, and they had a different instrumental altogether. But
uh,
Jones credit producer Salee Williams for. Oh, I'm sorry, you were saying they played the original version.
They play it every day, is what I said on the radio.
Oh,
If I'm in my car on
oh,
that
see,
station, I'm gonna hear that song
yes. Now,
every.
have you ever heard the original one that was supposed to have Chameleonaire on it?
Um, maybe long ago. I can't say that
Yes,
I
I
have.
didn't even know that it was. I didn't know it was a thing. I never heard that version before.
Yep, they play it every day, baby, on the hip hop station. You're gonna hear that song here.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Calvin. Hey, boo. Look, you hear it on the East Coast too, honey, because we love that song.
It's a jam. What's up, hammock of cake?
So it says Jones credit producer Salee Williams for providing new iconic instrumental, which led to Slim Thug and Paul Wall's verses. So it says, shout out to
Yes,
Salee Williams. That was all him. It was his idea. Like, let me create it off this vibe, and that's just what we did. So shout out to Houston, because yes, a lot of us still twerk to that song to this very day.
yes, we do.
Let's see, I have two more stories to go over. I guess I can do this work and get it out the way. Because honestly, I don't think y'all would really care about this story. But well, excuse me, I think y'all will care about this one a little bit less than you will the next one. So let's just get the less interesting one out the way. So Liam Payne, who unfortunately just passed away from jumping from that hotel in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
So Argentinian police are actually still investigating that, and what they are looking for is Liam's watch, his $38,000 Rolex. Now, the reason I am sharing this story and why I think it's weird is because now they're already looking into three people in relation to his death. They looking into one of the bellhops that work at the hotel, because they
Mm-hmm.
actually have video of him and Liam talking to each other, and that bellhop was allegedly brought Liam the drugs in a box. They
Mm-hmm.
also looked into two other people, but police. So of course, initially, because they said that, and they have proof that Liam was wearing this watch before he jumped to his death. So the police searched the hotel room. They also searched the homes of the three people that they arrested and charged, like in connection with Liam's death. They
Mm-hmm.
couldn't find the watch at either of their places. So now they're going back to the hotel to see if they can find it and see if it turns up. But that's
Hmm.
crazy to me.
Well, what about when he was on the ground? I mean, um, before anybody really got to the scene, someone could have stolen the watch off his arm.
Hmm.
I'm just saying, it's possible.
It's the going back to the hotel for me. It's like y'all don't think y'all look good enough the first time, so now y'all got to go back.
Yeah, they didn't see it the first time. I doubt it's in there.
I'm like, baby, y'all not gonna find that watch. Hang it up, flat screen.
Unless whoever stole it puts it back in there.
Yeah.
They're getting scared of the heat if it was a hotel employee.
No, I'm thinking it was you from because they already they was talking about the hotel employee. They got video of him selling. or they were allegedly selling drugs to Liam, and they got videos of them talking.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they would, if another employee was involved, I feel like they would have some kind of video with that as well. So I'm thinking it was what you said at first. Somebody when he jumped, somebody saw that watch on his arm,
Mm-hmm.
grabbed it, and ran off with it.
Ran off with it. Yep.
Well, rest in peace, Liam. That's all I can say. Now this last story, honey. And the thing about this story, because when I initially saw it, the headline didn't really suggest how like egregious the story really is. So y'all will see I'm sharing a link from people.com where it says, you see the headline says Jaleel White's professor got this wrong about Family Matters. It's like comparing Seinfeld to Full House. That does not suggest, baby, let me just tell y'all the story. So y'all may know by now, Jaleel White, who famously played Steve Urkel on Family Matters, he's
Mm-hmm.
coming out with his memoir that's called Growing Up Urkel, and the memoir is going to be available on November 19th. So he talks about there's an excerpt from his book where he talks about how he was in class. He actually went to film school, and this was at, let me see, which school was it? UCLA. He went to UCLA Film School, and he was in a class. It says I'm just gonna read the excerpt to y'all, baby. Y'all gonna gag. I'm telling you. So it's during my junior year, I took a class titled History of Broadcast Television in America. That was required for the film school. It was a huge class with close to 200 students packed into the lecture hall, and it was taught by a woman of color. I was diligently taking notes, head bent over my spiral bound notebook. The TA, if you don't know, a TA is a teacher's assistant. It says the TA, she was going through the history of television, and she got to the shows of like, that were famous on mostly TGIF, like Step by Step, Hanging with Mr. Cooper. She also talked about Full House, Sister Sister, and Family Matters. She
Mm-hmm.
began discussing the black shows in particular, and I started to get nervous while taking my notes. She started describing Steve Urkel as a Sambo that was designed to cater to white audiences in a non offensive and entertaining way. She said that the character was created to make white viewers more comfortable watching a show about a black family. And Jaleel says Steve Urkel is no more a Sambo than Dr. Huxtable, in my opinion. That lady had the thinnest grasp on what she was talking about. Now,
Wow.
could you, girl? I said, she said what? And he was in there, and he heard
Wow.
all of that.
That's crazy.
But then he also goes on to say that she actually came up to him apologizing, going talking about some, hey, I didn't know you were in the class. I'm really sorry if you were offended by what I said. It's not a personal attack. It's just an academic assessment of blah blah blah. He said she went back into a bunch of academic horse shit, and I tuned her out. Um,
Mm.
he said, I always had a slick mouth. God knows I used to roast kids back in the day, but this was a person in a position of power, and I had learned to be respectful, deferential even, to those with authority. And really, what could I say? What would I've gotten out of telling her off? Through gritted teeth, I simply said, "Hey, don't worry about it. It's just an opinion." I was studying film and television at UCLA, listening to the opinions of those outside of the business.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Oh, Hammock said, "Fuck Jaleel."
Yeah, he did marry a yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that was why I was like, why? Because when you look at the I was just like, something just told because I wasn't gonna go over it. I was like, that seems kind of boring compared to Seinfeld to Full House. But something just said, Derek, read it, and I am so
You
glad
read
I
it.
did. I can't believe she said that, and she knew he was in the class. Like she knew he was in that class. I don't care how big it was. You saw Jaleel White on that roster, and Jaleel is a very unique name.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Maybe she did it because he was in the class, even though she claimed she didn't know. Mm.
And in my opinion, I'm a huge fan of Family Matters. I can admit when people say like the show was corny and at times it was boring, especially like the first season. But to say that Steve Urkel was a Sambo, that's just, in my opinion, is just simply not true.
Well, no, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. He like first of all, there were no like gang or really like aggressive black people on that show. Carl was a cop. Like it just, it was about pretty much a struggling family. They did, but Steve Urkel came in. He was a nerd. He was like sure of himself. He liked cheese. He was very much infatuated with Laura and did any and everything together. I don't see how that's Sambo like. Oh, good. She shifted his wig 5 inches to the back.
Hammock does not feel bad about
No, he doesn't. And this, hold on, isn't Jaleel your Libra brother? Hold on, let me go look.
it.
But I honestly plan on I might no, he is not. He is very much a Sagittarius. I am so sorry for doing that to y'all Libras. But no, he's not. No, he's a Sag. I'm sorry. But I might get I'm definitely not gonna do no audiobook because I can't stand nobody's audiobook. I'm just not an audiobook kind of bitch. I don't want to hear all that. I would rather just read it like an old fashioned reader. But so I might read the book. Oh,
But Auntie, did you see his little segment, his little video about said book and
I,
about the
I
reboot?
yes, I did indeed. Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was a
Relax
little.
and relax. He was doing the absolute most relaxed, and
He definitely was.
he didn't look like he was aging well. And I wonder if that's that mean spirit that he was honing in while he was making that little video thing. I don't know, but you read the book and let me know how it is. Give me
Yeah,
a summary or something.
he really kind of showed his ass with it though. I definitely didn't like that. It was like Family Matters would it probably would have been canceled if he was off the show. I'll give him that. But it's you weren't the only reason for Family Matters. Like you came in with the second season.
Hmm.
Oh, oh, Calvin, that's mean. He said the only thing I want to read of his is his obituary, honey.
Oh, wow.
Woo! Wow. Well,
Damn.
dang.
Tell us how you really feel about it.
Good Lord.
Clutches fake pearls around my
O-
neck.
Okay. Damn. Remind me to never get on your bad side, honey.
Hammock got the knives out today.
Well, y'all, that was all the tea I had for us today. So before we head out, did y'all have any tea that you wanted to share or any tea that I might have missed?
Folks is taking that the Blue Sky app by storm. Apparently, they had a million new subscribers or something.
I read it was
In the
down
last like
earlier. They knocking it offline and stuff.
yeah, because they don't have they weren't prepared for this. Apparently, the team is still small as hell. The team that's working the back end is still small as hell, like 20 something people. So I mean, if people really want an alternative to that, that other app, they're gonna have to go through the bumps and roads that the original app went through. So
I believe it when I see it. And I'm gonna actually show y'all a tweet of mine that I just tweeted like before not too long before the show. Honey,
mhm.
because they were talking about they talking about the great Twitter migration, the great this and the great that, honey. And I'm like, I believe it when I see it.
I
Cause
just react. I just reactivated mine, and when I tell you it's an archive, I was like, "Oh damn!"
child.
I was like, "Wow, this is a whole archive for a whole random period of my life." Jesus Christ!
And you'll see the tweet. So, because the tweet before it said the one I retweeted, it was saying we moving to blue sky for real because we planned to move before, and everyone was back on Twitter after 48 hours, and they sure did. She is absolutely right because I said exactly. Had me on blue sky, spill, spoutable, and threads all by myself. I ain't forget.
Yeah, but it's a little bit more popping now. And also too, I do like some of the features that they have. The mass block feature that they got, where like essentially some people have created lists and you can mass block them at all at one time or mass follow at all at one time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dumb Trumper lights and heavies out the door already automatically.
Mhm.
Dumb weirdo peoples.
It's gaining
Mm,
traction. We'll
yeah,
see. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people have gone over there, and some will still come here. I don't think we'll stop coming here, but I hope it does pick up. People are
I would
saying
love for it too.
it's an echo chamber, but there's so much trauma on this app. Is so much that you don't want to see, or you get
yes.
tired of reading about, and you can't do anything about it. You know, how can you sit there and people are dying and such and such? Well, what do you want me to do? I can't. Look. I live in a random neighborhood in the USA. What do you want me to do? I can't do anything to
Hmm.
stop it. How can you sit there? How can you, vote? How can you vote for Kamala? And they did this. It's like, you just get, it's a lot. You do want that echo chamber sometimes. You do want to get away from that and just have peaceful, mess or what, just how lighthearted,
Dan. Mm-hmm.
just nothing like that. So I think that's what people forget. It's so much of that over here. And all the news about what that man is doing and who he's appointing, and it's tiresome. It really is.
Yeah.
People think a lot of people are gonna miss that. I wouldn't miss it.
No, I definitely wouldn't miss that either. But like you said, I definitely want Blue Sky or any other app. I want it still to do well, but I just seen things that it's pretty much what they're all trying to do is
UXUI is
it,
so
they're trying to mimic like a feeling that was created organically from Twitter. So they're trying to replicate that with these other
Mhm.
apps, and it's just not. Twitter was done at a time where like it was new to us, and we were
Right.
all learning and that kind of communication. And then that was back when we had a 140 character limit.
and
So
you
a lot of
you had
us
to get real creative
we
real
had to get
quick.
creative to get our point across. So it's just like now they're just it just looks like a watered down Twitter, and they all trying to get that generate that same feel. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just we in a different time now.
Well, I mean, Twitter had its hiccups, but let's not say it might not happen because as the owner um, keeps showing his ass, you know,
Yeah,
and making all these rules, and now you can use your posts for AI and Grok and all this bullshit. I mean, he's driving folks to another platform. Maybe it'll never be as big as Twitter, but it could be substantial. Give it time, you know.
yeah. Well, I'm on there. I don't got no faith that y'all gonna join me over there, but I'm on there. So
Me too.
follow me at Derek is normal on all platforms.
I think that's one of the reasons why it was easy for me to go back because I was already over there, so I already like kind of remember what it was like when it first started. And was just testing it out and talking to myself. But now that people are coming back, I was like, oh, okay, well, let me see who's over here. And I do see some of the people that like I either follow or their tweets come across my like for you or for following whatever the fuck whatever they got over here on Twitter, whatever those timelines are, they seep into my content list. So I'm like, okay, that's not that bad. Like I'm getting some people, but there's like a few people that I just know that if they don't move over completely, like my timeline is not gonna be complete, and I don't know if I'm gonna be a permanent resident just
Yeah,
because
it's
it's
growth.
literally my entertainment. Like these people make my entertainment, and if they're not over here, then yeah.
He's
Who
great.
we got to talk to management.
But I have to go. I have something to do. I got an appointment in an hour, and I got to get ready for it. So,
Get ready.
Thank you for joining me, Chill. And we about to head out. Well, I wanted to say hey to Will to see if Will had anything to add. And Chill, I'll see you later, my love.
okay, bye everybody.
And hey, Will, so before we head out, because you just came in like right when we was just getting ready to I was at I always ask, did you have any tea that you wanted to share, anything that I might have missed?
Oh no, I was actually going to add my 2 cents into what you all were just discussing in regards to the additional platforms. Like, I totally understand where you're coming from, Auntie, and there are several other people that I'm in close friendship with who have used Twitter since its early introduction to the web itself. And so I understand the cognitive dissonance there, and there's an identity that you all have attached to it. So naturally, it's going to be a little bit difficult to make that shift. So whether y'all do it, whether y'all don't do it, totally understand. Got it. From my perspective, I don't have that attachment to social media in general. So I have no problem maneuvering any which way that I see fit because I don't put my life online like that. I'm the type of person you won't know anything about me unless you talk to me in person via phone, what have you. So I actually see it as an opportunity. I'm always a glass half full type of person anyway. Like, we shouldn't fear, just as people in general, we shouldn't fear creating something new because it's an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity for better, you know. And so even though we have the exposure of what we know, there's always the opportunity of creating something even better on another platform, and we can have even more of a say on the other platform. So I see it as an opportunity, and I'm already seeing it now that I'm starting to engage with the blue sky a little bit more. Like,
Al.
there's a lot of room there. I guess it's the UX designer to me. I just see so much opportunity there within itself. So as long as it continues to grow, I know this is artificial growth right now because ain't no way in hell they're gonna get a million people every single day. But if it's like a steady growth and steady usage over time, I could definitely see it becoming something that folks wish Twitter was, either now or fifteen years ago. So
Yeah.
I'm actually excited. It got me a little excited. So
Okay, well, okay, then maybe y'all will be joining me over there. Cause I literally stopped like using it. I just a hard stopped using it a year ago because I noticed like I'm trying to interact, I'm trying to put things on there, but it got like nothing, nobody's even seeing it. I'm like, okay, well y'all said y'all was gonna come over here. What happened? I'm giving people my invite because you remember like back when Blue Sky first opened, you had to be on there by invite. So I'm
mhm.
giving out invites and people signed up, but that was the only thing they did. They signed up and didn't post a thing. They didn't like a thing. I'm like, okay,
Ah!
y- y'all said we were moving over here. What happened? I moved with y'all. Y'all got me standing like Will Smith at the end of Fresh Prince.
You know, yeah. The one thing I think people need to keep in mind is, like, don't interact with Blue Sky expecting it to be Twitter. Interact with Blue Sky expecting it to be Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Is not going to have a lot of the bells and whistles, the things that we're used to, and that's because it takes folks to build them, whether it be literally in the sense of like the design and development, and also usage as well. And so everyone could be a part of that. I sound like a fucking spokesperson, not my intention. But
No,
I
you
just
don't.
I just see the opportunity there, like now more than ever. Because when I went back to Blue Sky after like a year or so, I did see that they had made some improvements in terms of like the usability, and I really love the ability to like create lists and you can like mass block people. Ooh, that was sexy for real. I love the ability to mass block people. I think it's wonderful. But yeah, it's going to take some time. It's not going to be like a hit overnight. So just take some steady usage, and you can use both. Ain't nobody saying you can't use whatever the fuck you want to use, but
Yeah.
as long as you use it in a way that's going to help improve the app and make it grow. It's like it's only a matter of time because until it does become something that's viable in the long run.
Yeah. Nah, I'm hoping it does. It's because I actually hate what Twitter, and first of all, I will never call it X. Elon can kiss my whole ass. I hate what Twitter has become. And ever since he made those to where you can buy a blue check, I knew from there everything was gonna go downhill,
Mm,
and it has. And now
uh,
you can't the way like even the sensitivity when you accidentally hit on an ad. I don't think that was by accident either. That shit was done on purpose, I guess, to look like ads are being clicked more on the site. But
of
it's just
course. Yeah.
I hate it. I hate what Elon has done to Twitter.
Well, he can have it.
Yeah,
We said the
he
same
can
thing
have it.
about what Facebook and MySpace and Black Planet and BGC. Shout out if you know. It's like we said it about all those things, but we were always able to adapt into something else, into something better. So
Touche. Yep,
we'll
you are
be on.
absolutely right. Well, thank you for your That was more than 2 cents, Will, and thank you for your contribution.
Of course.
And before we head out, did y'all have anything else y'all wanted to discuss?
Did y'all discuss Kaylani? But we can save it for another day.
No, I haven't. And the only reason I haven't is because I don't really I didn't read enough for me to even talk about it. So I said, let me get more information. Then I talk about because I definitely seen the mess, honey, online.
Oof.
We'll put a pin in it.
My poor sister is down bad, child. Pray for her. Lord have
Yeah.
mercy.
Well, I'll read more, then we could talk about Kalani tomorrow. How's that?
That sounds
And
good.
we will
Yes.
be having a show tomorrow. Thank you all for listening today to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea. Thank you for sipping with me. See y'all tomorrow. But for today, you enjoy the rest of your day. Mwah.
Right. Bye, Auntie. See you tomorrow.
Ciao.
Bye, y'all.